follow, like, subscribe. Give us those comments. Raise your hand if your team is 6-0, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking go. Whoa.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM.
Because
and
nobody
when you
sees
have
Howie's vision.
No, Howie's a freaking moron. And there's a reason why.
Howie,
Jeffrey,
you got a moron.
Are you never gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday, and welcome to another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AAT Sports Network. We are your hosts, Pina, along myself, Eagle Jeff Warner, and you. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing. Hit the comment button. Leave us your remarks. Let us know what you think of the 6-0 Philadelphia Eagles, Pina, as they improve to 6-0, heading into the bye week after triumphantly beating the Dallas Cowboys 27 to where it doesn't fucking matter. 26-17. It doesn't matter. All that fucking matters, bro,
It don't matter.
is the W. The W.
The dubs. Yeah, man. We're here. We're 6-0. In the bye week, too.
I'll say 6-0. I'll say we'll dive into that matchup momentarily. Also, we want to hear your thoughts because, look, there's a lot of rumblings, a lot of chatter, a lot of talk about this Philadelphia Eagles team and whether they are legitimately a 6-0 contending, Super Bowl contending football team. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear, let us know what you think of this team. Do you think that they're contenders? Are they chumps? Are they pretenders? Let us know your thoughts. Hit the comment section, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, Twitter. Unfortunately, you cannot leave comments. We do not see those comments. So make sure you are going to Twitter or going to Facebook or the YouTube page so we can see your comments and hear your conversation. So we'll give you our thoughts momentarily a little bit later on about this Eagles team. But Peanut, I got to talk last night on the weekly report about the Eagles Cowboys matchup. So I'll give you first dibs. Let me know, what did you think of Sunday's victory? I'll say, are you flying high with this team? Are you a little cautious with them still? Or did they bring you back down to earth? Let us know your thoughts.
Well, first thing, I'm always flying high on life. But I agree with a lot of things that you said last night. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, literally can scroll down on the YouTube page that we have and rewatch the show. Jeff, I love where we're going. I love the direction we're moving in. But I think there's two things that trouble me. One is the second half. I'm thinking everybody out there knows that we're anemic in the second half when it comes to scoring points. And maybe it's because we're a run team and there's so many different intangibles. Two, where's the big play explosiveness? We have A.J. Brown. You have Smitty. You have guys like Quez Watkins, and what I'm starting to see is a pattern where we're playing small ball. Which, listen, it's gotten you to 6-0. If it works, fine, it works. But there's going to be games where we're going to need to be explosive, and we're going to have to score quickly. So we're going to need those big plays during the game. So here we are questioning and talking about a 6-0 team and trying to find flaws. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But if you ask my opinion, man, we're lacking that big playability, and we are not keeping our foot on the gas in the second half, and that concerns me, man. That really does.
I agree with you. I'll give you my thoughts momentarily. But first, I almost forgot. Let's pay some bills. Let's say thank you to our wonderful sponsors here on the AAT Sports Network. First, let's say thank you to our friends at Doan Distillery in Quakertown. They are located in the Trolley Barn Public Market in Quakertown. You can visit their website at doandistillery.com to see their full list of delicious drinks and spirits to their wonderful Quakerade. They have tremendous specials always going on. They have upcoming stuff. I don't know if it's still available, but Pina was able to pre-order their pumpkin spice.
Oh, yeah. It's still available.
Pumpkin spice rum?
Pumpkin spice rum, yep. They got the Quakerade. I'm sorry, Quakerade citrus flavored vodka with natural flavors. There's no fizz, no suds. It's the smoothest drink you'll ever drink, and trust me, you will be addicted.
And I'll say they have tons of great drinks. They have from gin, the vodka, the whiskey, bourbon, rum, agave spirits, and much more. Again, make sure to check out Doan Distillery in Quakertown. We will also be there live.
Yes, we will.
On Sunday, October 30th for the Battle of Pennsylvania between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So come out and represent your team, whether it's the Eagles, the Steelers, maybe another team playing. Let's pack the house. Let's have some football fun. It's going to be at the Trolley barn upstairs at one of the other vendors, but Doan Distillery will be there. There's an ice cream place. There's a pizza place. Tons of great vendors and tons of great product there. Specials, giveaways, and much more.
Come dressed up, too. It's Halloween.
Yeah, the day before Halloween. I'd like to also thank our friends at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown. They are located in the off Iroquois Trail in Allentown, the Old Town Shopping Center. You can visit their website at stufftothegrills.com. They have tremendous food when it comes to their sandwiches, they have 21 hot and cold different sandwiches. They have funky cabano, sweet chili shrimp po' boys, house-made meatloaf. They offer a unique twist on traditional sandwich shop, homemade hot and cold sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and baked goods. So again, they are open Monday through Saturday. Available for takeout, curbside. They also have some take-home dinner kits. So so if you don't want to order, you want to take something home, cook it. They're tremendous recipes. Make sure to check them out. StuffToTheGrills.com in Allentown. I'd like to also thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center as well. They're available for takeout or delivery. 610-395-2300. Or you can visit their website at vinnyspizzapa.com or Vinny'sPizzaRestaurant.com. Both websites will take you to the same place. They have game day and daily and weekly specials from pizzas to subs to appetizers and much more. So, look, football's on, college football, NFL football, Major League Baseball playoffs are in the house with the Phillies now tied 1-1. Make sure to check them out.
Got to fight this Saturday, too.
Oh, yeah, so UFC this Saturday, but it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, get yourself some lunch.
Get yourself some lunch.
But look, I'll say, I going back to your comment about the Philadelphia Eagles, and look, this team right now, as well as they're doing, they still have their flaws, and that's sort of what I was trying to get to last night in the weekly report. Is that, look, this team is 6-0 heading in the bye week, but they have yet to play a full 4 quarters and a complete game of football. Look, our special teams are still atrocious. Our offense, there's weeks where Jalen Hurts looks like an MVP, and then there's weeks where he's struggling. The defense side of the ball, 1 week they're getting after the quarterback and making plays, causing havoc like last week, causing 3-4 turnovers on the Dallas Cowboys to convert that into points. And then there's other weeks where they're struggling in the run game. So look, I'll say I know everyone wants to nitpick about our schedule, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing how we beat a backup quarterback. We play the teams that are on our schedule, and all that matters is we're winning these football games.
You know what? Everyone's you're tired of playing. Like, my problem is this. Leading up to that game, they were talking about a quarterback controversy in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
5-0 They were talking about how Cooper Rush was undefeated and he was moving the ball, and there was no talk of him being a backup quarterback until he faced the Philadelphia Eagles. So all that backup quarterback, take that and throw it out of the door, because honestly, that's a bunch of malarkey. I didn't want to say the word because I'm trying to keep it professional, but what I'm trying to say is, like, up until that point, he was the second coming of Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he loses, and all of a sudden, well, you know what? You played our backup quarterback. Bullshit, yo. I'm tired of that. Then they said we didn't. Can I say bullshit on the show? I can say whatever the fuck I want.
This ain't real radio.
This ain't real radio. Then they said we didn't play any teams. Well, Minnesota's what, 5-1? 5-1. Well, sounds like a pretty good team to me. You know what I mean? Then they were talking about the Detroit Lions. Garbage. I get you. The record doesn't speak for itself, but we're talking about a pretty good offense, right? We haven't played anyone. Come on, man. If Mike was here, I would tell him to do that drop right now. Mike, if you're watching,
I need to get that drop for my board.
We need that drop, yo. We need that drop. But I'm tired of this narrative of we haven't played a good team. It's the NFL. Any team, and trust me, based off of all my picks, I'm trying to pick the right team to win. And we're seeing Green Bay lose to.
There's upsets every single week. The NFL, as you can think the NFL or predict how the NFL season is going to shape up. And you can throw it out the window. You honestly, no one ever does. No one expected the New York Giants to be 5-1.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say everyone thought they were going to be in the cellar of the NFC East, and now they're contending with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait till we play the Giants. You know what they're going to say? Well, you played the Giants. The Giants could be like 7-8-1, and if we beat them, it's going to be like, well, you played the Giants.
Well, honestly, the Giants, I feel, have had a stronger start of the season than the Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to their strength of schedule. Look, they beat a good Baltimore Ravens team last week. A Baltimore Ravens team that's been playing pretty well. They have Lamar Jackson back there, and look, they're a team that is one of the top teams in the AFC.
Yeah,
and the New York Giants were able to come up victorious.
Absolutely agree.
So if we beat the New York Giants, I don't want to hear a damn word from absolutely anyone about how easy the Philadelphia Eagles schedule is.
You know you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. Until we win a Super Bowl, that's all you're going to hear is, well, you just beat the Giants. Well, the Giants beat the Ravens. Well, it's like if you playing in the NFL nowadays is equivalent to like having sex with an AIDS infected hooker, like not necessarily her, but the guy that she touched and the guy that he touched and the girl that he, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's bullshit, man. Look. The team is solid. There are weaknesses on the team. The team acknowledges that there's weaknesses on the team every week. Special teams, I think, is our Achilles heel.
Yeah,
I really do. The defense is it's not even the defense. The players are doing what they're supposed to do.
The defense, and I feel that what the Eagles are lacking strongly across the board is depth. Okay. And I brought it up yesterday. Look, I brought it up in the past. This offensive line, when fully healthy, is one of the top offensive lines in all of football. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
But you lose that one piece, and you saw that last week.
We lost a couple pieces.
Well, yeah, you lost a couple pieces. But look, Lane Johnson, he's been one of the best premier right tackles in the National Football League for years.
Yes.
He goes out, you put Jack Driscoll in, and the Dallas Cowboys immediately attack him with Micah Parsons and a lot of their different blitz packages and DeMarcus Lawrence lining him up on that side. They found ways to try to expose this offensive line, and you saw the difference that Lane Johnson effect and what he makes in this offense. And I understand this is a team that has consistently struggled in the second half, but I feel that injury drastically contributed to that. Because you saw in Driscoll, he's a serviceable player. There's nothing. This ain't the Jack Driscoll bashing section of the show.
I thought he played pretty solid.
I was like, he played well for being thrown in there in the competition he had to go up against, but.
Agreed.
Look, I'll say he's no Lane Johnson. He's not perennial potential All-Pro right tackle
yet. Listen, I agree with you 100%. I actually like the way the offensive line schemed against Micah Parsons. They literally neutralized him by not neutralizing him.
Well, they did a good and I think that's why that you didn't see the explosive plays this past week. And you brought up earlier in the show that you want the deep ball threat. And I think that's why, because look, you need time. You have to have the time to deliver those throws and allow those routes to develop, especially the deep balls. But I say Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts in the offense, the ways they're to neutralize Micah Parsons is by getting rid of the ball quickly. Those short, intermediate passing routes, those screens, try to get yards after the catch, try to get yards in open space.
Agreed.
That's what they were trying to do, and for the second quarter, they were very effective with it.
Right. And then the third quarter comes, you got to change that plan up. Why do I look so? Oh my God, my face is super red right now.
My face is bright red. It's these lights, and there's no airflow in this fucking basement.
It's hot.
That's the next project.
Wait, basement? We in a stadium? Don't you see where we're at? We were in a stadium, man. But I agree with you 100%. He didn't have the time, and honestly, like the guys that did plug in to fill in the offensive line, look, they're not superstars. by any means, but they serve their purpose.
But it's not just the offensive line. Look at the safety position. We almost were in tears last week when we saw GJ getting hurt, and then you had to put Kayvon Wallace back there. Nothing against Kayvon Wallace, but
something against Kayvon Wallace. That guy got to go at this point.
The dude hasn't lived up to being a third-round selection, whatever round he was fucking selected in. I would say we keep on talking about, this dude has potential. This dude has potential, and he hasn't shown you much besides being a part-time player and a contributor on special teams. And GJ with the 2 interceptions, one of them having the trap because he hurt his hand.
Yeah,
I would say big plays.
Yeah.
And then that's the one thing that we've been seeing from this defense. You look on the positive side of the ball through the first 6 weeks of the season so far that they were lacking a year ago. This is a very opportunistic defense. They are finding ways to cause havoc and finding ways to cause takeaways. I think Johnny brought up yesterday on the show that the Eagles are a plus 12 in the turnover differential because, one, they're playing great football on the defense side of the ball, causing havoc and causing turnovers. And on the offense side of the football, they're protecting the ball, and Jalen Hurts is not making big interceptions, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. Because you look at the history of the NFL and the history of the quarterback position.
Right.
A lot of the high interception. I'm not complaining that he's not throwing interceptions, but a lot of
he's not taking chances.
Exactly. A lot of the career numbers when it comes to most interceptions in a career, they're pretty much all fucking Hall of Famers. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning on there. I think Drew Brees was up there. Look, these are gunslingers because they're not scared to take the risk. And right now, we're scoring points and we're winning football games, but eventually you're going to have to take the reins off the cattle, wherever the fuck the saying is. I'm sorry. I probably fucked that up.
The reins off the cat? Yeah.
No, reins off the cattle.
Cattle. Okay,
wherever the hell the fucking saying is.
I don't know what that's. I'm sorry. That's a Caucasian thing. And nothing against my Caucasian brothers.
You basically have to let the man go and let him free and try to
give him a chance.
Give him a chance to prove himself that he can be a great quarterback, not just a football player, not just this RPO dynamic option that you can have in your offense, because that's all fine and dandy. But teams are eventually going to find the ways to expose that and eliminate that. And then what is this Philadelphia Eagles team without that?
Well, you know what? Do you think that this whole Jalen Hurts question mark quarterback thing? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the pressure is a little bit too much. But you have guys like AJ Brown. You got guys like Smitty who had 50-50 balls and took him down, even took the hit. So I agree with you 100%. I think for the next portion of the season, I think what I need to see is a guy taking the chances necessary to win a game. Instead of winning by 3 points in the fourth quarter, I want to blow these people out. I really do, because I'm tired of it, man.
I said they were playing with 40 burger.
Yeah, I know.
And it was looking good at the first half.
And then the court. Oh, you know what I said? I said GJ was going to have a big game.
You did?
Yeah, go back to that. If you haven't watched last week's show, watch it. I called that whole game. It was me, and only me. Now, Adam, shout out to Adam. Adam actually was on that one too. But you didn't know what you were talking about last week. I'll say our fellow listener, Adam, who thank you for coming on this past Sunday on the pregame show. He wants you to bring out the Hertz meter. He wants to know, where is the Hertz meter for you after through 6 weeks? The Hertz meter is staying where it's staying right now. I mean, we have a bye week, so I'm going to keep it between the green and the blue. I mean, Hertz is right now. Look, I really don't have many complaints of Hertz decision making. The one complaint I would have is you can't put yourself in harm's way, especially now. It's a long season coming up, so stay between these. We should have put an injured thing somewhere so that if you got, or maybe we'll replace this with a Hertz. That was weird, but so far he's staying in the Garden and he's staying in the green. Look, he's still in the MVP talks. He's making good decisions.
I wouldn't go that far right now.
Okay, well, I would.
He's playing. I would say he's.
How did the people out there feel?
He's kind of leveled out a little bit. He's still playing well, but look, he's not playing up the numbers that he did the start the season.
Yeah, but you know what? He's playing some tough defenses. I mean, Dallas
is a tough defense.
Let's keep it 100.
But some of these defense that they played, they weren't juggernauts. They weren't defenses that put a fear into you that they're not going to be able to move the ball. Remember, most of these games, they're still putting up 25, 30 points.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Dallas has a phenomenal defense.
They do.
The offense is not too shabby either. And before Cooper Rush completely melted down, and the only person that was happy about that game, honestly, was Dak Prescott. He's probably like, I'll see you guys next week. Other than that, man, Dallas has been playing pretty good ball, man. So every time which brings me full circle, which brings me back to what I said earlier, I'm tired of people saying, well, we haven't played this person. We haven't played this defense. I mean, we're solid all around. Special teams, yeah, I get that. But other than that, defense, offense, coaching, players, everything is they're trending, not even trending, they're doing it. They're a 6-0 team in the NFL, which is a hard thing to do. Ask every other team in the conference, ask every team in the AFC, NFC. Going 6-0 is not an easy thing to do. There's issues, there's things. There's money on the table, as they say in the locker room, that they left on the table. So if they can clean those things up, it's early in the season. What I'm trying to get at is this team isn't where they need to be at yet. I mean, this defense can get better, the offense can get better. Special teams, I think, is pretty much a lame duck. I don't think we're gonna get any better on special teams. But give us our credit, respect. Put some respect on our name, Dallas. Giants.
So that sort of transitions to our next topic, and I want the people out there that are listening on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter to chime in on this. Are you a believer in the Philadelphia Eagles right now? Because I'll say it sure sounds like it from that talk. Look,
I am.
This is a team that is 6-0, and look, they're the only undefeated team right now.
Right.
I would say, but do you feel that this team has earned the right through 6 weeks of games to be considered a Super Bowl contender?
Absolutely. At least a Super Bowl contender. I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I'm sure they're going to lose. And part of me is like, you're just waiting for that trap game. It could happen any week. But do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? Yeah, based off of what I'm seeing in the NFL right now, the NFC looks like a fucking dumpster fire. If they don't have a chance, then who does?
It's sad at the top 10 team. I would say probably the top 10 teams in the NFC or in the NFC. 3 of them are from our division.
Yeah. The NFC East, which everyone shit on for the past 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah. No. You know what? Yeah, I think they're a Super Bowl contender. If Jalen Hurts can keep up with the turnover differential is big in the NFL. They haven't turned the ball over, and they've been getting turnovers. So if they continue to do that, if that trends the way they're doing it, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they get into playoffs, that's when we're going to need to see the big playability. We're going to need to see A.J. Brown catch for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sometimes you have to rely on your playmakers in those situations. During the year, if this works, so be it. But yeah, why you don't? Uh-oh.
I'm not ready to say that this is a Super Bowl team because right now that I feel this team has quite a bit of flaws. It's how can they overcome those flaws. And look, every team in the NFL has their flaws, but I still don't know if this team is at the same level as the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, AFC. Look,
you said Super Bowl, so we don't have to worry about them.
No, but still, my basic question, I'll say what I'm trying to get at is, do you consider this team to be in the upper echelon of teams in the NFL? And right now, yeah, I feel they're about that border. I feel they're between the elite teams and good teams, despite their record at 6-0. Because look, this team we brought up before, until they can prove to me that they consistently could play 4 quarters of football and not allow teams back into it, because that's the big key that I want to see from this team is I want them to find ways to still put up points in the second half, not allow, and the defense side of the ball, not trying to allow teams back into it. They almost did last week with the Dallas Cowboys.
Almost every week.
Almost every single week. They have allowed teams back in the games. And if it wasn't for a missed field goal, we might not be talking about an undefeated football team.
Tip, Milton Williams, you get the props for that one. I know you did that. Listen, all it takes is a little, and that's done. No, I agree with you. You're 100% right.
I'll say, but realistically, this might be their only chance. We discussed a little bit. I don't want to talk too far ahead because look, this is next offseason, the next year's draft, whatever it is. But look, We don't know. We're not going to get this easy schedule again. The NFC is not going to be as wide open as it is this year. The door is closing quickly on the Eagles' opportunity to be a Super Bowl team. And because look, there's going to be a lot of overhaul on this roster. I'll say you'll know the status of Brandon Graham or Fletcher Cox, 2 aging veterans. You have a lot of players with expiring contracts. With Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, CJ GJ, he's going to want to get paid. James Bradbury. There's a lot of players, and look, they're not going to have the money to pay all these guys. Jason Kelsey, you hope that you have with Juergens that he's able to move over and play center, or you're going to keep him at right, or you're going to keep him at guard and draft a different center. Now, there's a lot of unanswered questions about the future of this team. So, I know everyone's like, well, if they don't win it this year, they'll be back right into it next year. That's not always the case.
Have you no faith in Howie?
It's not that I have no faith in Howie. It's not that I have no faith in Howie.
Have you no faith in Howie?
It's the NFL. The NFL. How many repeats? When's the last time we had a repeat?
Us?
No, in general, the NFL when it comes to Super Bowl team.
It doesn't necessarily happen often.
It doesn't. It hasn't happened since the fucking Patriots in 2003 and 2004 when they beat us.
It's come close. See, all right, I get what you're saying, but all right. So we're talking about linebackers. Kaiser White might be gone, correct? So you drafted who?
He was on a prove-it-year deal.
You drafted
Kobe
who?
Dean, who's not getting on the field
yet.
He's not going to be able to get on the field because our linebackers are actually playing fucking well. And that's another thing. Everything is falling into place, and
you're worried about tomorrow, and you haven't lived today yet, man.
Today
right. is happening right now. Because you don't worry about that.
I don't want us getting too far ahead of ourselves because we're a 6-0 football team. Look, like Johnny brought up yesterday,
I get that.
The Denver Broncos started 6-0, and they missed the fucking playoffs like a couple of 4 or 5 years ago, whatever year it was.
You are waiting, and Mike said it yesterday. You're waiting for the other foot to drop. You're afraid that this is fool's gold.
You're afraid. Because we're Philadelphia fans, and we have fell for this way too often. I believe going into the season that this team was a playoff football team.
Yeah.
Until they can prove that.
There goes our light.
There goes our light.
You know what? Actually, let's keep that light down there. I actually look like.
Yeah, you look better.
Like an ethnic person at this time. I was looking like Michael Jackson for like half the season.
But I'm saying, this team's definitely a playoff team. I want to see them take that next step and take that next hurdle in this process, in the future of this team. And look, the NFC isn't right now as strong, but a lot can happen. Aaron Rodgers can turn that ship around. Tom Brady can turn that ship around. The Minnesota Vikings, even though we beat them, it's very difficult to beat teams twice in the year. We might meet them in the playoffs.
Right.
You still have the NFC East being juggernauts right now. The best record.
I wouldn't go that far.
The 5-1 New York Giants and the 4-2 Dallas Cowboys, who everyone thought they were goners when they lost Dak Prescott, and they were able to go 3-1 in those fucking 4 games.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but
and the New York Giants, they're playing strong football. That defense which a lot of people thought was a liability.
Yeah,
they're playing just as good as our defense is right now.
Who are they playing?
Saquon Barkley, I would say, is probably right now leader for comeback player of the year. And
Barkley's
Daniel Jones, Sabo, the head coach, and Mike Kafka are finding the strengths of Daniel Jones to efficiently run this offense and efficiently run this team to win football games. And look, we're saying the same thing. We're not winning. We're not winning pretty. We're winning ugly.
But we're winning. Good teams find ways to win.
But the thing is,
even when they
we are one game, a couple weeks when we face the New York Giants, we are possibly one loss away from dropping from first place in the NFC. As much as we're starting to talk about Super Bowl aspirations and this team being a Super Bowl team, let's try getting past our fucking division first.
Okay.
Because right now our division is the best in fucking football.
All right, well, we have a good start. We beat the Washington Commanders. We beat the Dallas Cowgirls. Now
without their quarterback.
So what? We still got the win. We got the one.
We're 2-0 in our division. That's all that matters.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
you're thinking about this show is gonna be this.
We're gonna pile up some victories, which is all fine and dandy. But
it's super fine and dandy.
I want us to win against quality football teams
here we go.
Quality teams. Before I say we're Super Bowl contenders. That's all I want to get at.
Okay, well,
we're a good football team.
I get what you're saying. You're worried about next year. I think the whole contract, and mind you, Howie, I have no issues, and please don't yell at me because that's in our intro. Howie, I know you're going to make it happen. We're not going to sign everybody, but we're going to put ourselves in position to plug those pieces in. And trust me, we're going to be okay. But what I'm saying is, for this year, the players that we have in place, we have a dominant offensive line. Correct me if I'm wrong.
When healthy.
See, he's always got to put the disclaimer in there.
I do.
We have a dominant defensive line when healthy. When Cox is not in.
How is this defensive line been dominant?
Bro, listen, I get what you're trying to say, but like our defensive line is no slouch, man. Like this team is getting to the quarterback.
They're playing decent, but look, our numbers are very skewed because we sacked Carson Wentz 9 fucking times in that one game. Besides one big performance.
Would you prefer not to sack him 9 times?
No, but everyone wants to say we're a top 5 because we're top 5 in sacks. It's not the case. We destroyed one fucking opponent.
What are we on defense? I think we're like top 10, right?
We're top 10 in most statistical categories, which I'm not saying this defense isn't. I'm not saying this defense are slouches.
Right.
I'm just saying the one component when you're saying the strength of our defense is our defensive line.
No.
I want to see more production from the other guys. 1 week, Brandon Graham, yeah, he played well. 1 week, Hassan Reddick played well. But where the fuck's Josh Sweat? Where's the rest of this rotation? I want to see more production from Jordan Davis. He's transitioning in the right direction. But why isn't he getting those snaps? There's a reason why he's not on the field for 3 downs.
I get what you're saying.
And Hargrave, we haven't fucking even heard his name, I don't think, in fucking weeks.
Listen, that's a good thing sometimes.
Not really.
I mean, look. I think you're digging too deep into the rabbit hole, man. You know what? Put some of these comments up there.
I've been putting the comments up.
They make sense. Look, our cornerbacks are solid. The safeties are solid. The linebackers have proven to be solid. The defensive line is solid. The offensive line is solid. Our running game is solid. Our receivers are solid. The quarterback is like, what the fuck else do you want? And weeks, like, it's 6 games into the season.
Yeah, and that's what look. While I'm maybe over dramatic and a little bit more Negatron, you're being over optimistic and over positive.
And I'm usually not
after 6 weeks.
Listen,
a major injury can change because look, if someone goes down,
I agree.
We don't have depth at the linebacker position. We don't have depth at the defensive end position. We don't have depth at the safety position. Do we trust if one of the corners go down? And look, injuries are part of the game. It's trying to overcome that, and Howie has done, I think, a decent job assembling starters, but he hasn't done a great job providing this team with depth if losing a key component or a key player on either side of football.
I agree with you, but like you can't do everything in one off season.
You can't.
So
you can't. But this is the perfect time for the Philadelphia Eagles to win the fucking Super Bowl, because after this season, we don't know what this roster is going to look like. We don't know what the rest of the NFL is going to look like. Every single year, you have a couple teams that didn't even make the playoffs a year ago, fucking going to the goddamn Super Bowl. Yeah. You have a team going from last to first in their division every single fucking year.
I agree.
Anything can happen. So right now, before we start jumping ship and saying this team is a fucking dynasty, let's worry about this season.
Yo, you keep putting words in my mouth.
Not you per se.
Like dynasty, Super Bowl. Look, you asked me if I thought they were a Super Bowl contending team, and based off of what I said, they are a Super Bowl contending team. Up until this point, they look like a Super Bowl contending team. You're worried about like contracts. You're worried about injuries. You can't play scared. You cannot worry about injuries that affects the outcome of your season. Now, if there's injuries, we can go over it again. We could talk about like say Hurts goes down, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But then I'd be like, there's no way Gardner Minshew's going to take us to the Super Bowl. Even though I love the guy, you know what I'm saying? I get that.
I'll say he wants to chime in. I'll say we have to get through the bye week first, but look, he wants to know, you have any early predictions for the Steelers or any early thoughts about that Eagles game, which again will be live from Trolley Barn Public Market in Quakertown. Eagles Steelers pregame show, AATBirds Sports Network. We'll be there 12 noon start till about kickoff. We'll be breaking down Pina and myself, discussing the Eagles game, getting ready for kickoff for you. So if you can't make it down to Quakertown that day, make sure you are following, liking, subscribing, hitting that notification button. So when we go live, you can participate, chime in, let us know your thoughts before the Eagles-Steelers game, the Battle of Pennsylvania at the Trolley Barn Public Market in Quakertown.
Yeah, and come dressed up. It's Halloween-ish. He's coming dressed up, right?
No.
I am. I'm doing it.
Uncle Craig chimes in and say, we won our last Super Bowl with a backup. Anything is possible. This team isn't great, but sometimes good wins it all.
Hey, listen, he's right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you're too worried about the what ifs. You can't worry about the what ifs. Based off of what we have right now, what we see in front of us, this team is winning games, and mind you, methodically. Now, there's quirks, there's things that we need to fix up. The second half could be a problem, the big playability, the special teams. But man, if that's what we're complaining about for a 6-0 team, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That was unprofessional.
That was not professional.
I'm sorry. Shut the front door.
It's not good for our image.
No. Our image. No, nobody cares about our image.
No one gives a fuck about us.
No, not at all.
We're a goddamn podcast.
You ever watch Juice when he's like, when I don't give a fuck about me, it makes me think I give a fuck about you. That was a Juice.
You know what we should have done? We should have went live into the show live from Black Adam.
Oh, that shit would have been dope and illegal. We can't
we can't do that shit.
You can't do that shit. But I think the intangibles, like everyone's waiting for the foot to drop. And why can't we just enjoy 6-0? Look, the team's playing good. Jalen Hurts has proven to be, in my eyes, I know Mike Bauer is going to disagree with this. He'll even if he's a second coming of like Tom Brady, he'll still disagree. But he's proven to be a leader, and the locker room follows this guy. The plays are being called. The plays are being made. Yeah, there's things they can fix up, but for crying out fucking loud, could we just enjoy 6-0 throwing this bye week? Can everyone just like literally take your Pampers off, put your big boy underwears on, and enjoy masturbating? No, I'm sorry.
You know, my 3-year-old's watching this shit.
I hope not. Hope not. What 3-year-olds?
Addie.
She's watching this?
Yeah, Jenna's watching.
Jenna, turn this shit off. Turn this shit off.
But I'll say, so we're at 6 weeks in, 6-0 bye week. What is your prediction that you feel down the stretch? What do you see this team finishing after 17 games?
I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that, but I'll give my prediction on what I think the team is going to become at the last.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the whole numbers thing, because the numbers thing, I don't work.
I have probably about 4 losses. At this point.
I have about 3 to 4 losses.
So about 13 and 4. Look, this team ain't going undefeated. As much as everyone was, they're going to start breathing down the necks of the 72 Dolphins and the New England Patriots who finished undefeated in the regular season.
I don't even want to finish undefeated.
It's not fucking happening.
I'd rather have the loss during the season, because look what happened to the Patriots when they went undefeated during the season.
Yeah.
I don't want that. What I want this team to do is face adversity, get over the adversity, and this team is solid. I like the way this team is built, and there a lot of the components that are the things that are going to take them towards the future are young. So what I want from this team is just play hard. Play hard that's all I want. What I see this team doing is I see this team growing. Yeah. I don't see this team regressing. And if they do have a regression,
I hope you're right.
It's going to be a coaching thing. It's not going to be a player thing. So I see this team moving forward, correcting mistakes. I see Howie in the offseason, if we're going to go that far, like signing what he can sign and trying to make this team better. So I have nothing but positive energy about this team moving forward in this season. Are we going to lose a couple games? Absolutely. But I don't think that's the say-all, end-all. I think this team is built with a bunch of fighters, a bunch of leaders, a bunch of role models that are good people, and I really do have faith in our quarterback, and I have faith in our coach. Excuse me. And I have faith in our ownership. There, I said it.
I'll say a few comments before we get out of here. Adam chiming in saying he only sees the Eagles losing 2 games this season, and Uncle Craig saying 14-3 at the end of the year. So
I'll take that.
Look, I hope everyone's right, and I'm very optimistic that this team is at least going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But look, this this ain't like the early 2000s when we considered this team being a Super Bowl team every single year.
How did that work out?
And the division was shit.
Yeah.
Where you're able to run away with the division and have the conference almost locked up by
week 10.
like week 13, 14, whatever it was.
Yeah, but still,
for how well our division is playing, that's why I'm a little scared. The way I'll say the Dallas Cowboys, yeah, we beat them once, but they're coming for revenge on Christmas Eve that day.
Hopefully that game don't matter to us, and they can play our backups, and they can score 52 points and fist pump all they want. Fuck you, Dallas.
And the New York Giants are a dangerous team. So
yes, they are.
Look, I just don't want us to getting too far ahead of ourselves when we have to get past two division rivals.
I agree.
To just get into the playoffs.
I agree. And we were going to play Washington with probably Heineke. Is Heineke? Is he the starter?
Sure.
I think he is. I think he's out.
I don't know who the fuck the starter is.
Like you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ifs and maybes and whatever, but from what I've seen, this team's ready to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the NFC. That's facts.
But look, I'll say we again appreciate everyone for tuning in to Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AT Sports Network. No Thursday show next week, since we will be live Sunday at the Trolley Barn in Quakertown for the Eagles Steelers pregame show, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Again, 12 noon start. We'll take you almost right up to kickoff here on the AT Sports Network and Birds, Beers, and BS. So, again, make sure to follow along. Come on out. We'll have giveaways. There's going to be drink specials. Check out all the vendors at the Trolley Barn. So, make sure you come on out. Come support us. We really do appreciate it.
We do.
And for the assholes that don't come, you can suck it.
Yeah, seriously, you can win. You see what I'm wearing right now? We got a couple hats we're going to give away. We have a Keurig that we're going to give away. It's going to be fun. The $25 gift card from Doan Distillery. We're going to give that away. Come out, have a good time. And if you're dressed like in a Halloween costume, you go in the front of the line. You're gonna be VIP. So make sure you show up ready to go.
That, or maybe we do like a costume contest or something.
I'm with that. You know what? That's even better. Yo,
spouses and family members can't win.
Can't win.
But look, thank you again for tuning in. Let's pay some bills. Say thank you to our sponsors real quick before we get out of here. Again, thank you, Stuff to the Grills off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. They offer a unique twist on traditional sandwich shop, homemade hot and cold sandwiches, salads, appetizers, baked goods, and much more. Open Monday through Saturday. They offer takeout, curbside, or delivery. So again, make sure to check them out at StuffToTheGrills.com. Like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant in Allentown off Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. They have game day, daily, and weekly specials just for you. Tremendous pizzas, calzones, sandwiches, subs, and much more. Again, at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. Visit them at Vinny's Pizza PA or Vinny'sPizzaRestaurant.com. Either one of those websites will work. And again, thank you to our wonderful friends at Doan Distillery in Quakertown. Again, just talking about them. They have tremendous drinks, tremendous spirits, from their gin to their vodka, their whiskey, bourbon, rum. There's great spirits, their Quakerade drinks. Great drinks. I don't drink, but Peanut raves about them. Laura raves about them.
Laura drinks.
I'll say our family members that have came out to our show. They're absolutely incredible. So again, if you're looking for a great time, maybe a night out, or just go hang out somewhere, go check out, take watch the family, watch a game. Again, check out Doan Distillery in Quakertown. Visit them at DoanDistillery.com. And again, here it is again, October 30th, Sunday, Battle of Pennsylvania, 12 noon start. If you can't be there, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing all our social media platforms so you can at least tune into the show.
Please.
As Uncle Craig chimes in, EAGLES, Joe, Fly, Eagles Fly.
Let's go.
Again, thank you for everyone for tuning in, from Adam to Uncle Craig to Laura to Jenna to Addie to Johnny to Joseph. Everyone that tuned in. And if I know the show's over, but if you want to revisit any one of our shows or pass it along, we are available on YouTube. Just hit that share button. Send your friends, send your family, send some hobo the link.
Here we go with the hobos.
Yeah, hobos.
Jesus.
Strippers on the side of the road. Whoever you run into.
Yo, them hobos be having that Wi-Fi off.
But again, as we end every single show here on Birds, Beers, and BS, drink them if you got 'em.